From discussions about politics and worthless news to product reviews, join us on this episode of Brainstorm, Pure Nonsense. YouTube, Rumble, what's up? Welcome back to Brainstorm, Pure Nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, if you hadn't joined us before, I'll probably say this every episode. My name's Kevin. This is Aaron. First off, I'm going to start off by saying if I sneeze, cough, whatever, I've got some sinus, like everybody else, sinus junk going on. My nose, I look like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer this morning. I blowed my nose so much. But me and Aaron was talking when we started this, we're going to do product reviews. And as I was sitting this morning, I got thinking, well, I'm going to do a product review that just happened this morning. Aaron don't know nothing about this.
I have no clue what we're fitting to do.
He has no clue where we're going. So I got up this morning. My wife, she had to work. So I had to take my little girl to school, and I left and went to town. I thought, what do I want for breakfast? I want something for breakfast. So, casually, I'll whip it into McDonald's. Nothing wrong with McDonald's. McDonald's, actually, the breakfast is really the only thing I care about eating. So I'll whip it in there and ordered a number 8, which is a biscuit and gravy combo. And I'm sitting there eating it. And I'm sitting there thinking, now, before everybody gets mad, no, I know it's not grandma's gravy or mama's gravy. Or, I understand that. But to be a fast food drive-through restaurant, they got pretty good gravy. You like it?
Yeah. My youngins, I don't know what it is. You know how I am. I don't break behind nobody. I don't. How
right.
I'm weird like that.
Yeah, right.
The older I get, the more I go by and I start watching everything. So I go to these restaurants and these fast food places, and I watch people fix this stuff, and I'm like, you ain't scratching your butt while you're doing that. I mean, so it got to where I'm a little bit dubious about them, just because I'm like getting, and the older I get, the worse I'm getting on that. It's like,
right.
It's sure. But no, it's good because my girls love biscuits and gravy. They love it. And so I go through there and get 3 of them, son. They in heaven.
Well,
biscuits and gravy. All about it.
As I was flipping this morning, useless information, which we'll get to here in a minute. By the age of 3, 4 and ever, if I just happened to scroll this, I didn't pick it up to use it. I just happened to scroll and see the average 3-year-old, 4 out of every 5 3-year-olds recognizes the golden arches by age 3. And that's always been true. All my kids, McDonald's, they see them yellow M, what I call it.
They sucked it. They got that Happy Meal, son. They sucked kids in.
Yes.
It's kind of like I did with the bounce houses that time at church. They did it with the golden arches and a Happy Meal.
I was just speaking to a sound guy the other day. He actually used to work for my daddy years ago about them bouncy houses. I told him, I said, I go into sanctuary. No, this ain't a sanctuary, you Sunday little bitty church. This is a warehouse. And what Aaron done was, and I thought it was cool as crap. Aaron bought, or the church bought 2 bouncy houses, put them up behind the soundboard.
They were big. I mean, like obstacle courses.
Yeah, no, this is outdoor event type deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they was behind the sound booth. Soundboard, whatever you want to call it. Well, guess who was the sound man? Me. So here we are, praise bands.
The whole time. He'd go back there, I'd look and need something turned up and down. He's running through the obstacle course. I'm like, come on, kid.
Yeah, no. Here I was trying to do sound check, make sure everything's working on Sunday morning, get ready for service, and 8 fans running. It was just like in a vortex. But anyway, yeah, that was funny as crap. But little Johnny brung his friends to church. It worked. But we always talk about McDonald's. If you missed the last episode and you want to know what we think about, I don't even know how we got talking about Golden Corral, the buffet. I don't know how we got to talk about that. But if you didn't watch the last episode, make sure you go back and watch it where we talk about what we think about Golden Corral. We ain't gonna get into that. That's wow. Anyway, yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, each to their own. So I'm gonna start. But I'm gonna start out with a little worthless facts, I guess you'd say. The soda pop 7-Up is a straightforward name. It don't get no more straightforward. What I mean is when the creator of 7-Up in 1929, had no idea that's that old, named it after the original 7-ounce bottle and the directions that the bubbles would go in the soda is up. 7-Up.
7-Up.
Pretty straightforward. True fact. That's truth. So
7-Up.
7-Up. I ain't a real big fan of 7-Up.
Was that the number of bubbles that was in that bottle?
I would not think so. No, I think it'd be maybe 7,000 something. I don't know. It'd be a lot.
Yeah, 7,000 up been kind of weird.
Yeah, 7,000 up. Couldn't fit that on a little bottle. You spin.
I got COVID.
Do you? You don't test right here live?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I'll get. Let me find let me get the broom handle so I can stick it in the back of my head and check. I put a wash rag on the end of it like they did when you had it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You spend, another useless fact, you spend 92 days of your life on the toilet.
Okay, now.
Based on a study of 25
different. Huh? That's got to be different for a man and a woman.
I know a fella, I'm not going to name his name because I know, and when he hears me say this, he's going to know who I'm talking about. He will sit on the toilet looking at his phone, or used to be looking at his magazines before we didn't have telephones, until his legs would go numb. Just looking at magazine, looking at his phone.
Would that be awful? You stand up, you're getting done, you stand up and you just fall on the floor. Here you are laying, my legs are numb, breaches around your ankle. Help me.
Based on a study, 2,500 I can't even talk. Participants. Average man spends an hour and 45 minutes on the toilet.
When?
It don't say, which is 92 days. 92 days a week. What? Wait a minute, I don't read right. Somebody mistyped that. Based on a study, 2,500%, the average man spends 1 hour and 45 minutes on the toilet, which is 92 days a week. 92 days in a week?
You gotta be a year.
Is there 92 days in a week now? When they change it?
Listen, it's probably transition.
So today's still Monday, I guess.
Yeah, no, they're adding names. Monday. Monday 2.0, Monday 3.0. But it must be 92 days a year.
It's got to be that or a lifetime.
Ain't it 365 days?
No, this is 92 days of your life on the toilet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it must be an hour and 45 minutes a week.
Yeah, well, now that sounds still a long time. Jeez.
I mean,
that's definitely leg numbness setting in there for sure.
That's wild.
Legs.
That's not hour and 45. That's doing some. That's doing a lot of paperwork right there. That's a lot of paperwork.
My grandpa, God bless him. My grandpa used.
I guess like them old women. Hey, doll, I'm listening. I'm in the bathroom. I'm just gonna have me a cigarette. It must be one of them Virginia slits. It's a long cigarette. That's before the vent.
Yeah.
Before they go, it was like let's light something up that'll cover it up. Yeah. They talk like that.
Yeah.
They're smoking 17 packs a day. I'm just listen, I'm lighting this other one off of this. Listen.
My grandpa.
Hey, dog. Remember on Eddie Griffin that? Hey, dog. That one.
Yeah. My grandpa used to ask my grandma where the hockey tickets was, what he called it. Toilet paper is what he meant. Where the hockey tickets at?
You ever heard it called striking paper?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Listen, my buddy, and we're gonna have him on here.
Yeah.
Glenn, we'll have him on here with us for long. He back when his kids were in elementary school, Kristen, she'll kill me if she sees this. She was in elementary school, I guess. I mean, 3rd grade or something. I mean, she's little.
Yeah.
Well, he pulls up in front of Dollar General one day right there in Green Sea after school, picking them up, and he tells her that there was a sale on the toilet paper at Dollar General, and wanted her to run there and get some. But he told her, and Glenn, it's nuts crazy.
Yeah.
He tells her, he says, listen now, the only way to get the sale, though, you have to walk up there to the woman at the register, put your hands together like this, and look at her and go, what's the price of your striking paper? Listen, that young Glenn's sitting out there in the truck. He pulls up front where he can see in there in front, because it sits right there in the front door.
Yep.
She walks up there, and all he sees from a distance is her leaning across that counter going. And they're like, huh? I think she did it 2 or 3 times. Wanted to know the sale, and they're like, ain't no sale on no toilet paper.
Oh, Lord above. Speaking of Dollar Generals, can we get another one?
Can you imagine that one at restaurant, that young person goes, what's the price of your striking paper? I mean,
Lord of mercy. Anyway.
What are all the names of your striking paper? You said hockey tickets.
Hockey tickets, what my grandpa used to call it. Yep. Speaking of, just quick here. Do you know why the toilet paper couldn't cross the road?
I do not.
Kept getting hung at a crack. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard it called a few things. Yeah. I mean, it just fit. I had to hit it, I had to hit it. So.
Hey, dude, are you froze?
Well, we had first time for everything, a little technical difficulties. So this episode will be pieced together for everybody that needs to know that. But anyway, we're going to pick right back up where we left off. I don't know what happened. Wi-Fi, internet, computer. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Some of that digital.
Yeah, something. I don't know. So this right here applies to me and you as of right now. The very first webcam was invented to monitor a coffee pot. In 1993, researchers at Cambridge Computer Science Department got tired of walking up to an empty coffee machine. So they wired up a system that would stream images of the coffee pot. Pretty sharp.
So, okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, let's say I'm tired of walking up this empty coffee pot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look at this screen, be like, oh, yep, it's empty. Does somebody have to go start?
I would think so. I mean, maybe that's where the smart plug come in. Now you got a smart plug. You take your telephone, cut on something.
In 93?
Well, no, definitely not 93.
So what I'm saying is, whether you looked at it first and then went to cut it on, or just showed up and it was empty and cut it on, either way you had to win. Right?
That's very true.
You had to win either way.
That is very true.
So it's just, I guess at least you knew going. I guess you had prepared. You prepared yourself on the way. Okay, It's not there. I'm going down here to cut it on instead of getting down there to get a cup of coffee. Yep. It's empty, and then you fly hot and throw the coffee pot, bust it, whatever. I guess it gave you that ever how long down the hall it was, that preparation time to be kind of
Yeah.
get prepared
Yeah.
and get
Mentally.
over the fact that you're hacked off about the coffee pot not being full. I'm just, that's my guess, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking all
Yeah.
that's going to do is tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Once again, you
there
still
won't no
got to get up.
Wi-Fi coffee pot. By that time, you can pick your phone up, and turn your washer and dryer on like you can
Mm,
now, or turn whatever on from the house, turn your thermostat
you,
up and down.
you know, yeah, well, hell, that's been out for a while.
Because 93, we was still kind of in the beeper stage, what we are bag phone at best. If there was a phone in
Yeah,
93, it
yeah.
was bag phone.
My daddy had a bag phone. You almost needed a hand truck to get that doll around.
Oh, I had a bag phone. You couldn't just throw that. You didn't throw that thing in your pocket.
No.
You had to wear it like a backpack if you're gonna take it with you. Like it had a
Yeah.
shoulder strap. You felt like he's on mash going,
Do you
hey.
remember? I don't know if it's still. I doubt it. There's no way. Still in my brother's house where we grew up, but there was a daddy had a Motorola flip phone. It wasn't the whole front that flipped. It was just like the part you talk in. I don't think you actually talked in. It was looked
Just at the
like
bottom. Just at the bottom.
yeah,
Had a speaker at top and a little antenna at the
yep,
bottom
yep,
flip
yep.
down.
If I ain't mistaken, in the later days of Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris had one. That thing was that thick, front to back. I mean, it was like toting a.
Well, you remember the Nokia, this square brick, like rectangle little phones, them Nokias.
Is that the one where you could play the little game on Snake and you kept collecting dots and going around? You
I
remember
think
that?
so. The phone was about that long and it was no flip,
Yeah,
no nothing.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
a
Yep,
rectangle. But they've had them phones, son, had better service for
yeah,
whatever reason
yep. Yeah, you're
than
right.
any flip or nicer phone. You get them
Yep,
razors when the razor came out, but
yep.
them little Nokias, and they would not die.
You
I'm
could.
talking, it was about like the Glock of cell phones. Run over it. I'm
Army
good.
issue, yeah.
Yep, throw it in the mud. Whatever. This thing, this thing ain't going nowhere, son. If you's ever going to bomb something, that's the thing you want to use for a detonator, because
All
she's
right.
showing up. You can't tear it up. I mean, even afterwards, you use it on the next bomb. It ain't even
Yeah.
blowing up. I mean,
Uh,
them things. Mars Fowler had one up until everything finally switched from
switched
analog, and
over.
he
Yeah.
could not use it, but he kept it. And I had one. Oh, when I already got me a newer phone, that kind of thing. Mars still had that old. We took mine apart when his finally did have something break, and made one out of the two, and put like a piece, because he's like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Now he wasn't much texting in, because that's when you had to hit everything
Yeah.
based on
Mm-hmm.
okay ABC. Wait, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Everything
Yeah.
texting was like, huh. So Mars, all he'd do is like, if you ever text Mars, it was YNK. Nope, nothing else. That's all he's gonna take. If you hunting, see anything, N, it or Y. I'm coming out of the tree. Okay, that's it. Don't text nothing that's gonna require anything more than that as an
Yeah.
answer, or you just nothing's coming back,
Mm-hmm.
or he's gonna send you like a period, like okay, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Do you remember the cell phone
Rephrase the
company?
question.
The cell phone company Nextel,
Yeah.
their big claim to claim was the two-way thing. Beep, you just pick it up and like
Yeah. They had like
walkie-talkie.
the walkie-talkie
Yeah.
feature thing on it.
I don't know
That
if they're
button.
still in business. Surely not. But anyway, me and my cousin used to be something hot come out, new phone or something like that. We wanted it. Well, we went Nextel and got Nextel phones. We thought, man, it'd be cool. You just pick it up and hit it two-way radio. I don't know how many times I was at work, and when you would get a receive one of those, it would go beep beep, and you have to pick it up and talk back. I don't know how many times at work my wife had hit it, and she has talked to me, and I used to run produce, and I'd be out there putting out apples or whatever, and that thing go beep beep, and she's like, hello. I was like, and it's loud, like it's speakerphone times 10. Well, anyway, me and my cousin got the same phone. It was like a Army type. I mean, it was like one of those Nokias. You couldn't tear it up.
It ain't gonna break.
No. Well, the service was not that great around our house. We was coming out his driveway one day, and he was trying to talk to somebody. I don't remember who it was. But when you didn't have no service, that thing would kind of, I don't know, like just go boop, boop, and you'd mash it. Every time you'd mash it, go boop, boop, boop. We had the windows down. I don't remember what was driving. It was his vehicle because he was driving. He said, this piece, and he threw that thing out the window. I died because he was mad that thing wouldn't call or whatever. No, and Nextel is, I don't know what we paid for the service, but it was not worth the money. I'll tell you that.
Look, I'm telling you, I got the mini when they come back out about
Yeah.
the 12 or something with the mini version. Everybody
Yep.
picks at me about my little phone, but it
Yeah.
fits in your pocket because it was getting to the point that you needed a bag to carry your phone in. Even now, I'm like, we got rid of the bag phone. Now we're going back to needing a bag for the phone because now they're like the size of a darn tablet. I mean, if I was wanting a total laptop, I'd just buy a laptop.
Take your home desktop with you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I ain't wanting to sit down and actually invite 5 friends to watch a movie on this thing. I mean, this is a phone. And so, I got the mini. Everybody picks at me about that little phone.
Yeah.
And but they got a 14 mini. So when I do update, at least there's still a mini coming on because they did it for the 12, but they didn't do it for 13. I'm like, well, I'm telling you right now, I ain't getting rid of it. You want to update? Nope. They got a mini 14. So when this one gives up the ghost or something, I'll go to another mini. But I've looked at some of them flips. They still got like one flip phone down there at AT&T. It's like made for construction work. I think like yellow and black, and look like you could beat it with a hammer. Like back in the Captain Kirk day.
When it opens a 40.
Oh, son, you ain't gonna tear that thing up. And I busted enough screens. I keep them things on there now. But I've thought a few times about, well, I might get me one of these things. But them things ain't cheap. They've realized if they buy one of them, they'll have it for life. So charge them like $2 million for it or something.
Well, Samsung, I don't know what it's called, but it's got a regular phone screen. When you hold it, it looks like a regular phone, but then you unfold it. Have you seen those?
The ones that the screen actually folds in half kind of thing?
Yeah. When you open it up, I think it's 7 inches across square. I mean, that's, of course, like I said, the phone itself, when you fold it, is no bigger than mine. I have
what? Let's see, where's it at?
I don't know what mine is. Something Pro Max. I don't know.
I mean, you wait. It's gonna be foolish here for long. It'll be like, hey man, how you doing? I was checking on you. And I was wanting to see how you do. Yeah. Wait a minute. I got my Pop-Tarts in here. Let me get that out. I got it in so I got me a snack. I mean, it's gonna be like, I got me one of them new toaster all-in-one phones. You can like put your toast in there. And, I mean, it's got snack dispenser, bubblegum machine on one end, and actually you fill it part of it with a drink. Just hit it and put a straw in the top where beside the antenna. The antenna is actually a straw.
Oh God. But yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I have for worthless facts. I'll say worthless news. It's actually pretty good. It's funny, but I don't quite understand.
Well, I kind of got tickled in laws last week, and so
yeah. I
got some more laws, and I've only got like 2 or 3 here that were in Kentucky because I got these. Somebody messaged me with these after last week's thing. They were sending them to me.
Yeah.
So these are 3 Kentuckys, but then I thought I'd go to a state that's a little bit more irregular, like California, and see what kind of laws they had.
Yeah.
But I'll start with these Kentucky ones.
Okay.
As of 2001, an ordinance: animals are not allowed to molest cars in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
What else are they doing? I mean, what else have you got to do?
I mean, I don't know who walked out the front door of the house, and I guess Bully got it. I don't know. Something got a hold of the car, and they're like, well, "I'm telling you, that's against the law." And I hope somebody told the animals.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that the vet, when they go, they let them know. Look, now you can't.
That's right. Well, did they let them know? Not.
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know how that's fair. It's kind of like the woman that called that day and said, "Listen, why in God's name would y'all put a deer crossing right here? There is so much traffic." You ever heard that on there?
Yes.
The woman called in to the police department and said, "Why would y'all put a deer crossing here? There's so much traffic here, and you put this sign up here. These poor deer." And the guy's like, "Ma'am, it's letting you know that they crossed there, not telling them it's a crosswalk."
Oh,
it's kind of the same way. Who told these animals, look now, let me mess with the cars? In Kentucky, it's illegal to marry the same man 4 times.
Same man 4 times.
Yeah. I'm guessing if it ain't worked out.
Well,
twice,
yeah.
3. I
So
mean,
yeah,
I guess there comes the point you're going to look legally. We've got to now legally say you're stupid.
yeah.
This is a legal issue now. This is no longer just, maybe the clerks just hacked off down there at the place. And she's like, I'm tired of doing these marriage licenses with the same people's names on them. I'm just going, I don't know, but it's illegal. It's illegal to catch certain fish with a bow and arrow in Kentucky. Don't tell me which ones. It just says some of them you can't.
That's a pretty popular thing there, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, but so
do we get a book or something in the mail telling you which ones we can catch?
I'm guess. I mean,
I
guess
catching. That's shooting, is it not?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's kind of like the old guy says. That guy comes along and it's the game warden, and this old man's out there and he's throwing dynamite in the water and it's blowing up and the fish are floating top. Well, he's just raking them in with the net.
Yeah.
Game warden standing there and he's like, look here, that's illegal. You can't do that. I mean, and he's ranting at this guy and everything. The old man standing there, he's just looking at him, listening to him talk. He lights that piece of dynamite and tosses it at that game warden. He's looking at it. He says, son, you gonna hunt? Or he says, are you gonna fish or write me a ticket? But here's a few. I went to California. I thought, wonder what California's got. It's kind of, it's the whole other side. It's where most ignorance starts. Then it comes our way after a few years.
Right.
Go look at California. Whatever foolishness is happening, give it a handful of years, and it's like a wave. It makes its way across the country.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, it's illegal to bowl on the sidewalk or plant a garden in a public street in Chico, California.
Well, who would have thought that?
I mean, you can't bowl on the sidewalk. I mean, it's also illegal to detonate a nuclear device within the city limits. If you do, it's a $500 fine.
Good Lord. I'd say if you could afford a nuclear bomb, you can afford $500.
I was going to say 500 really ain't a lot if you've actually got a nuclear weapon. I mean, and that's not even going to cover the damage if that thing went off. I mean,
well, you ain't got to worry about that. This is a big guy.
He blowed up 3 city blocks. What'd you charge him? $500. Now, look, the shape they've let California cities get in, it might not be worth $500.
Oh, that's true. Yep. But there's I've seen some, it's very rare. But, if you go to Walmart, Food Line, whatever, the fine for parking and handicap with no handicap placards $250.
So double, you could just blow up this whole spot.
Double, you can take California out.
I mean, permanent markers cannot be sold anywhere in the city of Fresno, California.
Must be a lot of what you call it? Graffiti.
People look yes, people are graffiti and not with paint. They're not using spray paint.
No,
using Sharpies.
Markers. Yes.
I mean, can you imagine on the side of a big bridge? You're hanging up on this big old bridge.
I'll give you something to do for 6-8 months.
I guess it'd be funny because the cop would have to actually climb up there to read what you'd wrote, to see if you put your name, somebody was here. I don't know. In Redondo Beach, I don't know if I'm saying that, Redondo Beach, California, it's illegal for dogs to bark after 6 p.m.
All right, listen. 6 o'clock. Hush it up. No.
Can you imagine?
Don't do that.
Can you imagine? You'd have to have one of them. You know how you train a dog with like a shock collar? You imagine you'd have to put that thing on him. And I'm talking at 6 o'clock. Bam! I mean, you'd have to. After 6 o'clock, you'd have to fry that dog every time he yapped till like the next morning at 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. whatever time it comes back legal. Bap, 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 bap. So that dog would be like he'd learn. You know how they learn in fences where even when the fence dies and the battery don't work, they still ain't crossing that line. Yep. Can you imagine these dogs be like, it's 5:59. I mean, nothing. Speak.
Do you really think?
I mean, think about it. You look at the dog. Speak. A dog ain't growling.
601. Nope.
So if somebody's breaking in your house,
don't you dare bark.
You better hope to God they come for 6 o'clock. Because your dog ain't gonna do you no good far as barking or growling. It'd be like, He should have been here about 4 minutes ago. If he'd been here 4 minutes ago,
I'd let you know, but it's 6
I
o'clock.
can't
I
tell
can't
you.
do it.
I can't do it.
I seen him coming, but
he'd be great, like barking at him right up, and no time changes. All of a sudden, his dog bark like done out. It says also it's illegal to walk backwards after sunset. Yeah. In Eureka, California, it's against the law for a man with a mustache to kiss a woman, and it's also illegal to sleep in the middle of the road.
Well, now
can a man kiss a woman with a mustache?
A man kiss a woman.
It says it's illegal for a man with a mustache to kiss a woman.
Well, probably, yeah. I mean, each to their own, I guess.
Hey, a buddy of mine, South Carolina, his wife was sitting there with him, and this is some of Glenn's family, but it wasn't Glenn.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and he looked at his wife and said, "Baby, can I touch your hair?" She said, "Yeah." She reached up and started doing it. I think he got fried. It's illegal to throw a frisbee on a city beach in LA without a lifeguard's permission first. It's also illegal to cry on the witness stand.
Well, what if your emotions hits it pretty hard? I mean, can't nobody
don't you
stop
cry?
a waterfall? Don't you?
I mean, you done, son. Don't you go squalling. Just because somebody got murdered and you upset about it, you better not cry.
Don't you do it. Not you can. Not up here.
I know.
Don't embarrass me.
You can't hunt moths under a street lamp in LA. You also can't lick toads. Not toes, toads.
Toads.
Frogs. Frogs.
I got a little worse.
You can't. You also can't put more than one baby in a bathtub at the same time.
Okay.
And it's illegal for any animal to mate within 1,500 feet of a school.
Listen. Get on out. Mm-mm. You need to wait to 6 p.m. to do that.
Yeah.
Get on out of here.
Yeah. You can't. In Fresno, it's illegal to annoy a lizard in a city park.
How do you know you're annoying him? Hey, bud. Am I annoying you right now?
I mean, there's so much expression with a lizard. You ever look at one of them little green ones? I mean, they make all kind of faces.
Yeah.
I guess, in Blythe, California, you are not allowed to wear cowboy boots unless you own at least 2 cows.
Oh, that'd be worth a buy.
I guess.
Can't be a cowboy without cowboy boots.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's illegal to spit in public in Burlingame, California, except on a baseball diamond. So in Lafayette, you can't spit within 5 feet of another person.
Well, that's, I mean, that ain't a bad rule there now. Really.
Yeah, that's
not terrible. I mean,
that's not the craziest one.
No.
Let me see. I've misplaced something here. Hang on, let me lay it down there. What I've done, my stuff. What I've done now. Go ahead.
Where are we going?
What you got?
Oh yeah. Well, I got some worthless news for sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, okay.
I found it. I thought I had a few more here.
Okay.
I'm thinking something's wrong. Yeah, in Dana Point, California, you may not use your own bathroom if the window's open. So just stifle. Just pure stifle.
Take it all. Just every piece of it.
I'm thinking, my Lord, son, I guess somebody lived next door to somebody in bad shape for them to, to be like, look, I've called the police. There's something coming out of that house, something dead.
Why didn't you save you $200, $300, $400, $500? Not even put a window. I ain't gonna break no law. Don't you want no window? I don't break no laws. I
Every
just saved it.
temptation to be opening
Yes.
that window and
Yeah.
stuff, be sitting
Golly,
there.
I'd love to crack that open right now.
But I can't.
I can't do it.
Pinball machines are illegal in El Monte, California. Yeah, whatever. I guess they were gambling. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they probably do.
In Hermosa Beach, California, it's against the law to pour salt on a highway or plant a garden in the middle of the street. There was another member a while ago that said you can't plant.
Yep.
There must be a lot of people like running that corn down the middle of them yellow lines or something, keep it straight. I don't know what the deal is. But, I mean, that seems to be a thing of planting gardens. But out there, it may not be what we'd be planting.
Might not. Yeah.
You know, they may be planting some of the herbals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Within the city limits of Carmel, California, women may not wear high heels. Also, a man cannot go outside of his home wearing a jacket and slacks that don't match.
That's illegal?
It's illegal.
Wow.
In San Francisco. Now, remember, we talked about some weird stuff last week in North Carolina? Check this out. There must have been something back in the day that we missed going on. Check this out. San Francisco, elephants. Remember last week we talked about elephants? Couldn't plow cotton with them in North Carolina. Elephants are prohibited from walking down Market Street unless they're on a leash.
At least? I mean, that.
Now, I don't know what, I know you got all kind of like, we got that standard pool. This thing's pretty big. And I know, but you can get like a teacup. That thing ain't about that big.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Did they have teacup elephants or something back? Because I'm just thinking, you grabbing onto a leash hooked to an elephant, the ones I've seen, it really ain't going. I mean, I just don't see where it's going to hinder him from doing what he wants to.
No, I'd say you need a log chain and some kind of anchor in the ground, or something to get to stop him. Definitely a log chain to hold him back.
But it's illegal. You got to have a leash on that thing. Also in San Francisco, it's illegal to wipe off your car with used underwear.
Well, now that's. Listen,
I mean, that's smart. I mean, honestly, I mean, if you got in a bind and couldn't get in there, and you thought, look, what's fixing to happen? I can't go in there because I can't crack the window. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to stay out here and just let what happens happen naturally. I mean, I guess you wouldn't want to try and wash your car with it.
No,
but I didn't know it was illegal. I guess because if you can't crack your window in your bathroom, you sure enough can't wipe your car down with your used drawers and then drive through town because the smell will be like all over everything.
You've spread way beyond that window.
Yeah, I mean, COVID mask ain't gonna hinder that a lick. Like, oh, Lord, son, did you see that car? That book, I guarantee that guy has been wiped. He wiped that down his drawers.
You can tell he did. You smell.
I mean, you smell that. Yeah. I don't know. In Baldwin Park, California, it's illegal to jump into a moving car or ride a bike into a swimming pool. Yep. In Santa Monica, it's illegal to play drums on the beach.
Well, that's trash.
I mean, you can't do it. In Cerritos, that's Cerritos. That's the best I'm saying, Cerritos. Dog poop in all yards within the city limits must be picked up within 7 days of deposit. I mean,
don't you dare let that get cool now.
I mean, 6 days, you good.
Yeah.
6 days, you leave it there for a week almost. But the 7th day,
better be gone.
Now, it's probably dried up now. It ain't going to smear. It's easier to pick up after 7 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I mean, it won't be as much of a mess. But I think you've done past all what smell might would have got to the neighbors or whatever by that 7th day. But you can't leave it there. I mean, you got to get it up. In Long Beach, it's illegal to curse on a mini golf course.
That's a lot of kids. I understand that. A lot of kids play putt-putt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And you can't have anything other than a car in your garage.
Really? So
a
bicycle
nothing.
Or something like that?
No, nothing. I mean, nothing. Just a car is all you can put in your garage. That sounds like some retarded HOAs, what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Some kind of homeowners like, that one
Yeah.
Karen comes across there. I don't
Mm.
like that in your yard. You got to
That
move
don't
it.
look good now.
Yep.
Tell
Yeah.
you.
That's a no in there. Well, go back in the house. Um, um, in Pacific Grove, it's against the law to molest butterflies. That's what it says. It's against the law to
Once
molest
again,
butterflies.
I think like we said last week, these laws was put into effect obviously because it's been done. You agree? Why else would you make a law if it hadn't been done? How would you know? So,
So
for the love of God and all that's holy, somebody ain't molested a poor beautiful butterfly. Huh?
I mean,
A butterfly?
yeah. I mean, I just, I can't even, yeah, I don't know. I know we was in Florida a few years ago. There was like people were down there with some kind of crazy law that, if you had more than one hand on a manatees at one time, that was considered molesting one. Like if you was touching them with one hand, you were good. But if you put that other hand on them, bam, you now molesting that manatees. Instantly.
Well, it might be that. Sure to gosh, surely that's what that applies something like that there.
I mean, well, in San Diego, owners of a house with Christmas lights still on them after February 2nd will be fined $250.
I'm glad that ain't something around here. I
was going to say, son, it'd be.
Listen, when you crawl up there and you have spent a week or two, let's just say 30 days before Christmas, you got out the ladder, you got out your lights, you got out your
You've
100-foot
risked
drop.
your life.
You have been up there for hours hanging them lights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave them up year round. You know why?
Just turn them off.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get up there
and
next
now
year.
With the LEDs, you can just change the color for the season.
Yeah, red Valentine's.
Look here, it's red for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
We're gonna do it green for St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna turn around and do them red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. We're gonna, do orange for the fall and whatever. And then, hey, guess what? We're back to Christmas. Turn them things back to flicker.
Lord
have mercy. In Norco, California, this is the last one.
Yeah.
Roosters may not crow within the city limits.
Okay.
I think they had the same mayor as that dog barking guy.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't crow. A rooster can't crow.
Is it sure enough? Is that in the same town?
It's a different town. But yeah. Now, it's also you can't give another person a firecracker in that town. And here's the best and last one in that. This is for Norco. If you'd like to have a pet rhinoceros, you must obtain a $100 license first.
I do it all day. First of all,
I've often thought it'd be neat to have a pet rhino, indoors, in the house.
Absolutely, in the house, yeah.
Yeah. Now, thing is, you can walk him down Market Street in San Francisco with no leash.
That's right.
Yeah. But not an elephant.
Come on.
But you can have an elephant in Norco without a $100 permit or license.
Once again.
So to me, I'd just take the rhino, go to California, and just get the elephant here in Norco, and you ain't got to have nothing either place.
That's right. Facebook Marketplace guy, they just full of them.
No, yeah, all kind of rhinoceros.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I might put an ad on Marketplace out there in Norco, or rhinos permits included, and just see who'd give me, $5, $6, $10, $15,000 for a rhino.
Don't worry about that. We'll ship it right to you.
We'll ship that thing right to you. I mean, I'll get a mask and put on a dog. He come in every, I don't know. All right, I got some more stuff. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I've only got one worthless news today. A mystery woman who lived in a North Carolina, New York City hotel for 40 years without anybody knowing she's there. That's a true story right there.
She lived in New York City.
She left, I can't even say that, Japan, Chinese woman or Japanese woman, moved to La Belvedere Hotel in New York City in the
The
70s.
Belvedere? That sounds like a nice hotel.
Belvedere. Belvedere, I guess.
Mm.
And lived there for the day. She's dead now. She died in 2016.
Guess they found her in the room.
Probably. Well, finally. But she lived there 40 years unnoticed.
Now I'm going to say this, and somebody's going to think I'm being hateful for it. They're going to think I'm hateful, and I don't mean this hateful. Please listen to me. This is not, I don't mean this in any shape, way, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
But for 40 years, this gal has stayed in this place, and nobody realized it.
Yeah.
You think they thought she was part of the help?
Probably.
I don't mean that.
Probably.
I'm just saying,
so.
You imagine, here she come down the hall.
Yeah.
They're thinking, where's that? You imagine them down there in the meetings, they're going, where's that gal at? The one that works here. She's been here longer than I have. And they're talking about her because people saw her.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're down there in the meetings going, hey, where's that little gal? She'd come in today.
She needs to be in here. She needs to be in here on this meeting.
Did she clock in? Who you talking about? What's her name? About that tall, little gal. And she works all the time on that floor up here. That's where you see her all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I bet she blended in a little bit. And people I know right now, they're going to be like, that right there. No, it's the truth. You can't 40 years. Come on now.
40 years. Yeah.
She might have got retirement.
Yeah.
She might have got retirement from that place.
She may have not even known why.
Not even know. Now, does it say she had a job?
No.
She might have worked there. That may be what she done, was got a job.
It could have been.
And worked there, and she just when she got done, she just went in her room.
But somebody didn't notice on her application that the address to her home was the address to that hotel.
She might have just give some random address, just picked her check up.
123 Sesame Street.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, 123 Sesame Street. And she said, I want to clean the 7th floor all the time. That's my floor to clean.
All the time. That's the only one I want to do.
So she just marked it all over there. She cleaned her own room, got paid to do it, and lived in it. She's the smartest human on the planet.
The 7th floor is right before. I can't go to 8 because my vertigo will kick in. I can't.
And I don't want to be the lower because if for some reason I get a little nervous, I want to jump high enough that I'm going to do some damage. I mean,
40 years.
40 years.
Smart.
I guarantee really she got a job. I can guarantee that little gal got a job working there. She just went in the room. She got done. She didn't go. Look, she kept her cart in her room right there in that little entrance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You roll it in. That way every morning she just opened the door, walked out with that cart. And went down the hall, cleaned all the rooms, come back, pulled that thing back in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She picked up enough extra stuff out of them other rooms for like food and stuff. So she, no bills, no light bill, no rent.
Yeah.
And I got paid by this place. This place paid me to hide out in this room.
Well, I have thought many times, we got some big hospitals around here, but they're not like bigger cities, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I have often wondered how many people stay in a hospital and go unnoticed, stay there, not live there per se, but, like a homeless person or something like that, maybe 2 or 3 days.
Just kind of wandering, walk down the hall and lay down that bed and pull the covers up.
Yeah. Well, that, or, there's.
I mean, might as well, if you're going to go all the way, just sign your name on that little thing outside the door. Put your name right there.
Yeah.
And put, do not enter under quarantine.
Yeah. Camp out.
Yeah.
Pick up a phone, call
order pizza.
Yeah.
Have it. The cafeteria bring stuff up. Everything. He's under quarantine. What's he got? I don't know. Nobody knows what he's got. How long has he been there? I don't know. Not long as that little lady over at the hotel. But
so anyway, that's all. I just got that one worthless news for today. So,
well, I looked up a couple stupid criminals here from October.
Yeah.
I say stupid. I mean, look at this. A Florida man was arrested for tossing dwarfs. No, I'm joking. I'm just,
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
joking.
Just
No,
seriously.
no. But it is a Florida man, but I just kind of had to throw that in to start with.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
Florida man was arrested and charged with stealing a vehicle parked outside the place where he had just applied for a job. It says his name. I'm not going to give that. This 23-year-old guy entered the Pilot Travel Center down there in that town in Florida,
Yeah.
asking to speak to the manager about a possible job. No one was available to speak to him at that moment, and they asked him to come back on Monday. Thompson, he left out the store allegedly and stole a white 2022 Cadillac SUV from the parking area. Cadillac owner said he'd gone in to buy some snacks and left the car running because he didn't want his chocolate to melt. He thought he'd locked the door. Thanks to the car's OnStar technology, deputies tracked it, turned it off, the engine, turned it off remotely.
Oh, yeah.
While he was driving hell. Well, when he'd done that, a fellow was apparently running about 70 down the 4-lane. So they turned it off, and that sucker run up in the guardrail, flipped that thing, tore that car all to pieces. Chocolate did not melt because the air conditioner ran the whole time. And he was slightly injured. He faces 12 charges, including grand theft auto and resisting arrest. But I wonder if he had to post bail to get back to that job interview on Monday.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, he'd had to.
Did.
He probably did. I mean, because
you
imagine him in the meeting. Why should we hire you? I'm fast on my feet. Yeah, and I think pretty. Yeah, I mean, I solved problems. I was leaving. You told me to come back Monday. I had no ride. I solved the problem. I'm a problem solver. And I mean, you know, you know, in this day and age, all them Teslas are fixing to have out, you know, driving around, no driver.
Yep.
Maybe that's kind of, he's thinking, you know, this OnStar, maybe that's what they're thinking. We're just going to control it without them because there's going to be wrecks everywhere. It'll be like that when them Teslas, because you ain't got no drivers.
It'd be fun just to hop in one of them, you know, that's driving by if you could get in it and just sit down. Wherever it goes, that's where it goes.
I'd be nervous as a cat sitting back seat, that thing just doing its deal.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that, you know. I mean, no.
That OnStar, though, that'd be bad because you think about it, you and your wife, you're at home, you get pissed off, mad as fire. You jump in the car and you take off. You're heading down the road. She's like, I'll get him. OnStar, my car's been stolen. I mean, you know, you go, bam. You go, I mean, you know, she stopped you in your tracks. I mean, listen, a Georgia man is accused of stealing a full wooden porch from his neighbor.
Stole the whole porch.
The porch owner said, while my property may have looked abandoned, the 8x10 porch was not up for grabs. It was the one at the front of the house. Now the guy gives his name down in that county, faces a felony charge for the theft. I mean, I've heard here, you know, with all these porch pirates, they call them. You've heard of that?
That's that's an OG porch pirate.
But this dude, I mean, he took it to the level. I mean, he got the porch and the Amazon packages. He got the whole man. He's like, I ain't taking them packages.
That's kind of, if you think about it, though, that's kind of kicking you out of a job. Where they going to put the packages tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, unless he thinks if I drag his porch in my yard, they're going to put them packages at my house. That's right. Okay. So really, then I didn't steal them.
He ain't as dumb as we thought he was.
No, because I wonder, you know how people are. Yeah. It may have had the numbers to the house on that.
That's right.
You know,
yeah.
On the side there. I mean, in that neighborhood, though, you coming out the door, you better watch your step coming out of that house. I mean, people stealing porches. Yeah. I mean, you walk out, next thing you know, I mean, dude, you'd be in the ground. I mean, what happened? Somebody stole my porch.
Well, the first thing that come to my mind when he was reading that was this dude was thinking, man, you know what? That porch look a whole lot better over here on my house than it would over here. I'm going to see what it looks like.
I'm guessing he just backed his truck up and just drug it across the
Yeah. It don't matter.
Kind of like you walk out and you're like, did you steal my porch? And there's like lines in the grass, drag, where you've tore up the whole yard going across. I ain't got it. That's mine. Been there the whole time.
Who's?
And can you imagine that? And there's big old slits like ruts in the ground. You drug that thing across. I ain't got it. Kind of my granddad, that dog. Yeah.
It may look like I stole it, but I did not. Nope.
But the owner did say, I'm taking steps to get my porch back.
You're going to need some more steps, for sure. and I ate my tea and pork.
Yeah, I'd be like looking out. I'd be checking like, look, dude, you better watch that back porch, man. You ain't got one way in and out left. I mean, that, he got your front porch, your back porch, he be gone next. I mean, that little outhouse, done. He got your outhouse, took it, shed. This stuff started disappearing out of the yard. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I come out yesterday and the mailbox was gone. I mean, they've taken everything I got. I mean, flower pots, but stuff. I mean, you imagine every day you come out and something else is gone. You're like, what's going on? You look next door and it's like sitting in your neighbor's yard around. Like my porch is over there now.
Your house.
There's my shed. My outhouse is over.
Your place is looking beautiful, shabby. His is looking like the Taj Mahal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting this thing set up and he's just like sitting out there on your porch, waving at you. How you doing? I mean,
poor Phil.
I mean, you talking about stooping.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as high as lumber is today, I mean, that's, you know,
I guess he figured, you know, the fine, because if this is an old guy, he's like, this old guy can't come get it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pay a fine or something for taking it, but he can't come get it back. So at least it's cheaper to pay that fine than it was to go buy the lumber and build a porch.
8 by 10 porch nowadays with steps and pickets, I'm going to say, good Lord, probably, I don't know. I ain't no carpenter. I'd say $1,200, $1,500, $1,800.
Well, you'd have to apply for financing to get you to you know.
Oh, yeah.
To build you a porch. I mean, you know.
Get old Lowe's card.
Yeah. 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
2 or 3 Lowe's cards.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here looking out the door there, my back deck sitting right here at the house. I'm thinking, I just can't imagine getting in the morning, walking out and it's gone. You know, you're like,
yeah.
I mean, did he not hear it? I mean, I guess maybe he was at work and the guy took it. I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, you get up in the morning or something, walk out there and you think somehow if you can, but I guarantee it says Georgia. I was thinking it might have been California because his dog was probably sitting there. It was 6:05 and
listen, I was going to bark at you, but it was 6:05 and I could
bark,
not.
But it's
I knew
after
better.
6.
You told me not to. I know.
You told me not to bark after 6 o'clock. And the rooster come around the house, but he couldn't say nothing either. And you done tied the elephant out there to the side of the house with that leash on it. He couldn't get over here, do anything about it. I mean, and you didn't apply for the permit for the rhinos, so you hadn't got it yet. But, you know, I don't know.
Well, if anybody comes and drags either one of my porches off, it's concrete and brick. So that's going to be a mess.
But what he stole it with was actually a 2022 white Cadillac. I guess he stole it from the gas station. It was that same fella. I thought, hey, I took the car. I'm going to get me a porch.
Yeah.
Wife's going to wreck it anyway. You know. She won't get my porch with that OnStar. But
Lord God. Lord,
you got any news or anything?
No. That's pretty much all I got.
Well, we went last night, not before last. What was yesterday? Yeah, we went Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Wife always wanted to see the Eagles.
Yeah.
And so we went down there to concert in Lexington to the Rupp is what they call it. The big arena there the Wildcats play in.
Yeah.
And I'd got this back in the summer for her birthday, but it was waiting until now to go. So we went and piled in there with the Doobie Brothers and and there was some people were sitting there and this place is huge, like massive. It seats like 20,000 the whole place.
Yeah.
But with the stage at that end, everything, probably about 15, 16,000 there. And so we're the seats we're in is straight to the other end from the stage. Just a long ways, but great seats with all the projection and stuff they've got now.
Yeah.
Well, they're steep. I mean, dude, I'm talking they're bench seats there. It's the benches. When you get up there, it's not regular chairs, which I like for some ways because when you sit down, you're not like in them little chairs that they got. You know, it's like you're crammed in there like, this is awful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's no back or nothing on it. So when you get up there and turn around, I mean, these things, this ain't slanted. You feel like you've climbed a ladder getting up in here. I mean, you're standing like, you turn around and start with the depth of that place. Like, it messes with you a little bit.
Yeah.
I kept getting palpitations with people because I'm sitting on the end, right at the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, the Eagles concert, majority of people got hair this color.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, it's just the truth. Majority of them, not all, but they're coming up there and they've got him ticking. Some of them's like, I'm in K. You know, we're about 5, 8, 6, 8 rows up, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of them, I'm talking way up there. They're like, we're up here at double Z or something, way up there. And so there, you'll see them walking up and they stop and look like, and you know, you're wanting to lean down and go, take it easy, no, but it they're like stumbling and grabbing stuff. You see joints, but and my whole time I'm sitting there going, because I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on one of these people, one of these old people, just go, bah! Because when they do, they ain't no. You're not gonna fall one step, son. You to the bottom. That's where you're going. You
Yeah.
out. And people will be like doing that. I'm going. I'm like, it's tearing me up the whole time. Well, this young person comes by me. And Melissa goes, "You smell a skunk?" I'm like, "Yeah." They'd barely been out yard toking on something.
Yeah.
And they come by and said it was loud and proud. And they're walking by like nobody's got a clue, you know. But the old guy, Joe Walsh, shredded that guitar, right? Killed it.
Yeah.
He said this statement though, and it was funny. He said they've been playing since the 70s, you know, whatever, 60s, 70s, whenever they started. He said, you know, and this is going to bring home with you a little bit, to a point with us. We're not quite as old as he is. He's like 70 something years old. He said, I tell you, it was a lot more fun in the 70s when I was in my 20s than now that it's in the 20s and I'm in my 70s. He's old. I mean, he's having a hard time. It's like he's got to go.
Yeah.
But killing that guitar, son. I mean, just murdering that guitar.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, things were a lot easier in the 80s as a teenager than, you know, but he said it. He said, that was funny as young. He said, it's a whole lot more fun when I was in my 20s and the 70s than now that I'm in the 20s in my 70s. And it's funny. But we had great concert. One of the best concerts I've ever seen as far as just the whole show put together. I mean, Vince Gill's doing lead for him now.
Yeah.
That thing was just, man, it was the bomb. It was awesome. But been looking at some of the news and I saw this ceasefire stuff. You know, they've been screaming about a ceasefire. All the left and a bunch of them, we need to have a ceasefire. My issue with that whole thing, if you don't know what I'm talking about the whole war with Israel and, you know, the Hamas and all that, you know, I thought Hamas was some kind of dip they had at the restaurant, but apparently that's hummus or something. And a ceasefire. Don't that mean both sides have to quit shooting?
I would think.
I'm thinking the ones that started this as terrorists, like breaking through a big barricade and dragging people off and cutting their heads off and killing people.
Right.
I'm not so sure they're going to be any more respectful of a ceasefire than they were of your barricade and the country barrier to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be almost like, you know, dealing with some idiot drunk at somewhere and y'all get in a fight and go, ceasefire. Well, you might stop, but he's going to cave your skull in.
Yeah.
He's not going that's kind of Hamas. I don't think Hamas is big on manners. Like, hang on, boys, everybody's going to stop shooting. They've quit. I just don't see that.
Right.
Israel's like, no, you know, we're not going to do it. And Biden, I'm not sure if Biden's saying it over and over because he's just repeating himself, you know, out of just not knowing he just said it, or if he actually thinks if I keep saying this enough, they're going to do it. I mean, I don't know. Just to me, it's stupid. You imagine being in a fight. I mean, hang on, we're going to ceasefire here a minute. I don't think that's kind of stupid. That's just nonsense to me that you're going to tell a bunch of terrorists, hey, we're going to have a ceasefire. Let's be gentlemen about this. No,
please,
I don't see that.
Along. Can't we all just get along?
Yeah. And then Flamey Grant. You heard of Flamey Grant?
Mm-hmm.
Flamey Grant.
Yeah.
Not Amy Grant.
Right. Yeah.
Flamey Grant.
Right.
It's a hairy-legged dude dressed like a woman.
Right.
That released a Christian album.
Oh.
Was a former worship leader for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, in Christian music, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And song went to number one on the iTunes charts in Christian radio, called Bible Belt Baby. And about to release another project, and they're like, let's do it again. Let's let this go and be number one again, because I think we can do it. Let's just show them.
Just let it go.
Help me.
Help me.
I mean,
I can't, dude. I ain't real good on it. I mean,
okay. It's terrible. I mean, it's pure terrible.
Yeah.
Flaming Grit.
You could come up with a better name than that.
Wait, when you see it,
oh yeah,
everybody right now, just go to Google and type in under images Flaming Grant. You'll be like, all the music videos out there. I mean, it's crazy. I never heard of them until a preacher friend of mine was preaching and said something about it. And I was like, Flaming Grant. And I was like, but number one on Christian charts.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the Dove Awards were just like 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, the big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another writer who's a Christian dude that is like friends and done some writing or playing or something, helped produce that album for, Flamey Amy or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Wanted to show support for the friend. Now, this dude's straight, he says, whatever. He's regular, regular dude, whatever.
Yeah.
But wanted to show support at the Dove Awards for his friend, Flamey. So he puts on a dog blasted dress along with Flamey, and they go to the Dove Awards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking this dude's wearing like one of them old flowery grandma dresses. Not that a newer one would have been any better, but
yeah, right.
I'm just saying they went to the Dove Awards like that.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better, unfortunately.
No, it ain't gonna get no better.
Mm-mm.
And we're can you imagine sitting there if you took your kids or whatever, trying to explain that?
No, because I wouldn't take my kids. I wouldn't have to worry about that.
The thing is, if you go to Dove Awards like a big Christian,
you
wouldn't think you wouldn't think that's something. You just wouldn't think that's something that's coming.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. You just wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I had as far as that. I just thought I'd mention that. Well, some of y'all ponder that opinion, look at it. And,
yeah, absolutely. Comment.
Comment. Now look, don't comment your dress size. I ain't interested in that bull.
No,
we told you. If you left, leave. Don't be ignorant.
But well, I guess we're done. Another episode down.
Yes.
Make sure, if you haven't already, go to YouTube, or if you're on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to YouTube, whatever. Click the bell, notification bell, hit the subscribe button, help us grow this channel. If you're on Rumble, thank you for being here. We're still learning Rumble. I can't tell you what to do. Ring the bell. I don't know. I ain't studied much into it yet. But make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And until next time, y'all tune in next week. We shall be here.
Yeah.
As far as I know, we'll be here, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, what my grandpa said. So, y'all have a good week. Later.
Brainstorm, pure nonsense.